All right. Welcome to the worst with Chad Austin. Um, Let me just start off by saying, if you want a masterclass in how to set up a studio in 5 minutes, talk to my boy here, Alex, who is the engineer of this episode and also the guest. We multitask in this bitch. So you're technically the second person that's getting paid to be on the podcast, because when Mike Mazzalotti did it, he also engineered. But it was also it was a smaller room and it was already set up because
Oh
it was
yeah.
back at the old studio.
Oh yeah.
So never had to worry about it. And he just walked in, turned everything on, and we were good to go.
Oh yeah.
I had to watch this man scramble. But I mean, did it beautifully. Look at this setup. Everything looks great. We're good. We're good to go.
Beautiful. We're beautiful. You're beautiful.
It's 9 a.m. and we look good as shit. Okay.
That's pretty impressive. I was late because I tried to do my hair all cool to be on camera, and I fucking. Well, that's not the only reason I'm late. There's a billion reasons I'm late, but that's just one of them.
Yeah, no. I get it. I used to have that problem. I used to have that problem, and it was harder for me because it was especially at the time where I was losing hair and then trying to make the hair that I had look good.
Mm-hmm.
And it was time to give up, and now I feel free. Now the only hair I worry about is the one on my face, and most of the time that's just a quick little beard oil and I'm good to go. But man, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Always a pleasure.
Dude, yeah, we were supposed to do this last week.
And your car didn't start.
Fuck, let me tell you about that.
Yeah, I gotta hear about this.
So for weeks, my car, every time, I have a 2013 Honda Accord that was basically left to me in the will of my dad. It was like one of the things where my dad didn't really have a will, but my mom was like, he wanted you to have his car. So he gives me the car and everything's fine. It's my favorite thing about it was completely paid off, right? Not having a car bill monthly is a fantastic feeling. And I've been driving it for years, and the car's almost 10 years old now. Yeah. And so for the last few weeks, every time I get in to start it, it wouldn't start the first few times. Like, it would just be like click click click, and then eventually turn on and everything be fine. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe the battery's dying, something like that. So Sunday morning, I wake up my normal time around 6 a.m. I go out, I turn on the car, I go get some coffee, I come back, and then I'm sitting there hanging out, and I'm like, okay, it's about 8:15. I should start getting ready to go, because we were going to do a 9 a.m. last week. And I get to the car around 8:30, and I go to turn it on, and no sound at all, just like a single click. And I'm like, oh shit. So I try it for like 10 more minutes. I'm like, I just turned this fucking thing on like 20 minutes, like a couple hours ago. Like, it's what? And so I keep going. And then finally I text you. I'm like, hey dude, I cannot get my car to start for the life of me. And of course it's Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So no auto shops are open.
Jeez.
And so I was like, all right, this sucks. I've just spent my entire week at work. I wanted to go out and do some fun things, but now I'm stuck at home. So I was like, all right, we'll handle this tomorrow. Not realizing that the tomorrow we speak of is Memorial Day. And every fucking auto shop is closed again. And then after calling like 15 shops, I finally get one that answers. Shout out to Nacho. It's just this older man and his son, and they run an auto shop together. They have like a single garage. And I call him up. I'm like, hey, man, here's the deal. I need my car towed to you. This, and he's all, that's fine. I got a tow truck. This, and completely takes care of me. Calls me up like a couple hours later. He's like, here's the deal. He's all, you need a new starter. And I was like, okay, so.
What's the starter?
So I guess, I don't know cars very well either, but I guess the starter is like actually the thing that like hooks into, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the thing that like hooks into, it's like the battery is connected to the alternator, connected to the starter, and that all is, opposed from the battery, that all is a part of the engine. So the starter is actually the thing that like ignites the ignition, gets you going.
The pilot light or whatever.
Basically, somebody's gonna be like, you're an idiot.
Pilot light.
So Actually, I know who is going to be my boy Ryan, who comes over and works on my wife's scooter all the time, and he knows engines and stuff. He's gonna be like, "That is not what a starter does, you fucking moron." All right, so he's like, "You need a new starter," and he's all, "Here's the deal, though." He's all, "The only place open today is AutoZone." He's all, "In Autos, and at AutoZone, it's $420."
Hey.
Yeah, I was like, tight,
69
but
cents.
he's all, "If you wait 2 days, he's like, I can get it from Meineke, and it's gonna be $260." And I was like, "But I need this car. It's like the only car my family has, and I have to go to work tomorrow at 8 in the morning." I was like, "Fuck it." I was like, just do it." So with labor, tow, and the overly expensive part, Daddy ends up dropping like a little over $700 on Monday to get my car running again. What a fucking nightmare, dude. And I mean, hey, the car works now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's and also I'd like to say, and you know what, I just for anybody that actually listened to my audio only episode last week that I recorded at home with my little H4 recorder. And also, I got a funny note from the one person that I know did listen to it. He's like, "I hear a weird humming noise in the background. I didn't realize that my mic was picking up the filter from my turtle's tank the whole time. So it's just, I was like, fuck, dude." So I know that didn't get downloaded very much. So we're probably going to go over a few things we went over last week just because it needs to be talked about. But yeah, dude, it was a whole ordeal. We're back in studio, videos on. I got a guest. Life is great, and let's get into some subjects. Yeah,
Let's fucking roll.
Did you hear about the Kardashians drinking cum?
I did not hear about that.
Okay, I mean, obviously they do, right?
Right.
But it's one of the things they're famous for. But
A little more cum than usual.
But this is a little bit more cum than usual. So I guess Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker are trying to get pregnant. And I guess in one of the more recent episodes of the Kardashians, she goes to a doctor. And shout out to this doctor. This doctor tells her that she should be drinking Travis Barker's cum 4 times a week.
She's getting ripped the fuck off, but honestly, like, this lady deserves every penny that she's making off the Kardashians. Like, this is how a fucking genius fucking scams. Like, this is some real shit.
Right, like basically they're telling her that it'll increase her fertility by drinking his cum, and I mean, obviously it's not going to be like he's, into a cup and she's taking shots. Like, she's going straight from the tap. So my boy Travis Barker is probably very excited about this recent news.
Oh yeah, he's just like, fuck yeah.
He's like, she has to blow me at least 4 times a week. I guess I'll do the work to get the kid. If this is the sacrifice I have to make to my body,
and it's gotta happen. You gotta fucking take care of it.
I just where do we find doctors like this? Do only rich people have doctors like this?
As a matter of fact, no, because here's a funny story I have
Okay,
from
please.
a Lyft passenger I had recently, right? I was just telling my girlfriend about this because this is just fucking mind-boggling. So this girl, she's in her 30s. She makes $2,000 a month, right? And she's renting somewhere. She lives in, I forget where the fuck I picked her up from. Somewhere like a beachy kind of area, And she spends something like $1,200 a month on rent. And then no, she didn't. I think she spends like $900 a month on rent, but she spends $600 every month on one of those fucking those scam doctors like the Kardashians had. Like, what
no
the fuck?
way.
Yeah, she was telling her friend about it, and her friend's like, "I think you're getting scammed." And like, I don't think you should be spending $600 a month on that when you only make like $2,000 a month. And she was like, "Don't say that so loud, like."
Dude, that's why. Like,
you need to be shamed publicly if you're spending $600 a month on what are they called? The
like what are they? The like holistic doctors.
Holistic,
Yeah, the
holistic
holistic
doctor.
doctors. Yeah, the ones that are like, just eat a dandelion that you find in a field, and that'll bring energy, and you'll create a metamorphosis, and you'll break out of your cocoon, and you're just like, wait, what the fuck? I'm not an insect. No, yeah, dude, the holistic doctors are wild.
Yeah.
I think I love it in that Judd Apatow movie, This Is 40, when the wife's all super into holistic doctors and Paul Rudd's like, this is a fucking joke. And it basically like the little girl has an earache, and he's like, she just needs to eat fresh fruit, and he's like, what? Like, what, are you fucking kidding me? Like, how about just give her some antibiotics and we be on our way? And I've never understood that. It's like holistic doctors also remind me of like the people in the Midwest that are like super religious and they won't go to a doctor because of their religion.
Yeah.
Like there is wild ass stories of people like praying for their child's fever to go down and then their kid dies.
Yeah. And well, God wanted them as an angel. Like, no, God didn't want you to be a parent. That's why he fucking killed that kid.
Exactly.
You should have had an abortion in the first place. That's why.
This is why these things need to stay legal, because most of you aren't smart enough to be a fucking parent.
Abortions are God's first choice. He wants you to murder that fucking baby in the womb.
Hey, dude, call back to like 3 weeks ago. I am pro-abortion because most of you were too stupid to have a kid. It's
true.
It is wild, man. Like,
and they spend $600 a month on a holistic caregiver.
You could have bought 2 abortions with that.
Yeah.
I think that, well, yeah, no, like around there. I think they're like $350, something right around there. You could take care of the things that need to be taken care of. Don't go to some fucking random guy that's giving you oils to cure your backache, you fucking psychopath.
Like, oh, just drink your boyfriend's cum and you'll be able to have a baby. You could have gone to the Pornhub comment section to learn that.
Dude, seriously though, like I don't understand where these people are just like, yeah, this works. And the funny thing is too, since this episode came out, there has been another story in the news about the Kardashians being absolutely crazy. And Kim has recently said that she would eat poop to stay looking young. I don't know if she got this idea from a holistic doctor or if it was just her trying to be funny.
Yeah.
But
it's a little too realistic considering their family history. I've been watching the Kardashians lately, believe it or not. It's because I was I don't know, I went down a fucking rabbit hole. You know, me and my girlfriend, we had our friend over, and she's like, "Oh yeah, the Kardashians, they have a new show." We watched the first episode. And I was like, I kind of want to watch the fucking old show, and I kind of want to watch all the new episodes, because it's crazy, like how fucking like Kris Jenner, like the way that her brain works. She's like the mastermind behind the whole family. Like she just, like, I don't know, she acts so like so shysty. You know, everything she does is just so shysty. Like, I remember I saw the episode where Kim got robbed in Paris. And she was like all fake sad, but she was just thinking,
yeah, oh, absolutely, dude. Yeah. Everything in the back of her mind is dollar signs. Like,
literally,
those kids were born to make her money.
Yeah,
you know, like she didn't figure it out until later on in their life. But once she did, and the thing that, you know, obviously the thing that was strike gold was a sex tape. She's like, oh, I'm gonna put this shit out.
Yeah,
like the lady is actually brilliant.
Yeah,
like honestly, if you don't have like an actual emotional attachment to your children, and you could think of ways to use them for income, this woman could teach you a fucking masterclass.
Yeah, she was doing a masterclass in the last episode I watched.
No shit,
for real, she was doing a masterclass. God.
Oh my god, dude, that's fucking fantastic.
She reminds me of my aunt. I have an aunt that's kind of shysty.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just preyed on my grandma and like, I'm gonna get all that money, and it's just the whole.
Oh, dude, I actually, that's funny because I had an uncle like that, where so my mom's side of the family is all Mormon.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's parts that are like super fucking Mormon. I remember going to a family reunion once, and like leaving in the morning and asking everybody at the breakfast table, like, hey, I'm going to Starbucks, anybody want coffee? And then they look at me like I'm fucking devil because they're not allowed to drink caffeine, and I didn't know that.
Wow.
Like it's just one of those things where it's like big time, you know. And we have family in Utah and everything. So one of my family members, my Aunt Dolores, very old lady, she has money. And then there's this guy, and I'm just gonna call everybody out. There's this dude, Stan, and he like married into the family, and then all of a sudden, like he got baptized at like age 50 into the Mormon religion, and then became like the ultimate Mormon, and everyone was like, oh, this is just like a play to kiss ass. Yeah. So he gets on that will later, you know.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, I don't think the old lady Dolores really bought it too much. Like, she was like, oh, he's sweet, but you know, it was never like, oh, This is the good one. I'm giving him all my money because, you know, he ended up moving to Arizona where everything's cheap and he can afford a house. So moral of the story is everyone knows when you're two-faced.
So the fucking the Kardashians, they staged a fake sex tape. Did you hear about that one?
No, I
In
didn't.
one of their episodes, I just blinked for a second. Fuck. Oh well. Anyway, in one of their recent episodes, they so they're so I guess Northwest or whatever weird name they gave their kid was on playing Minecraft, and then they just take the iPad or whatever, and they're like, "Oh my God!" It says something about like a new sex tape is coming out with Kim. Damn, I just went out. Fuck. Here, let me.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll
cut this part out.
it's all good. We'll keep this alive, sir. So
All right.
yeah, okay. I actually now that you mentioned that part, I did. It was her son Saint because they all have great names.
Oh yeah.
And we'll actually get into the names too in a minute. And she's all crying like I know specifically because my daughter plays this game. It was Roblox.
Roblox. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Because if you don't know, Roblox is a really ugly, stupid game where everything looks all like blockish and I mean it's the graphics are terrible. But these kids, they get to make their own games. It is basically a server where these kids can build their own worlds and make their own games. And my daughter is on it constantly now. Like her and her two homies, they get on voice chat and they're just hours. But yeah, like somebody, I guess, like made a little like fake video and showed it to Saint, and she's like, I couldn't believe that they're saying that I have a sex, and they showed my son, and it's just like he's 6 years old, he doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
And this is all fake, obviously. This is for television.
They didn't show
man.
anything, any evidence or anything about it.
No,
No evidence has ever come out about it. And how does some random kid playing not Minecraft, Roblox know about a secret sex tape?
Yeah. I mean, it's insane. Obviously, there can be like some 30-year-old perverts on there trying to talk to kids, but still, it's like, nah, man, this didn't happen. There's no evidence it didn't happen. But okay, getting into the kids' names, and I'm gonna get into the kids' names because I don't know if you saw this, but recently Pete Davidson got a tattoo on his neck that it's KNSCP, and everyone is speculating that it is Kim plus all of her children. So it's Kim, North, Saint, Chicago, and Psalm. And that I don't know, dude. This must be. I know Pete's always gotten tattoos for the women that he's been involved with, but this one's wild. Like you're getting someone else's kids tattooed on your neck,
Yeah.
like after knowing them for less than a year.
Oh yeah, he's either like borderline or he's just fucking, he's just in it for the fame.
It has to be, right? Like
You're right.
because I guess he also has "My girl is a lawyer" tattooed right here, and then he got her initials branded on him.
Oh, I remember hearing about that. That's fucking wild. Who the fuck is brand? I bet Chris set that whole shit up. She's like, "You're our slave now. You're indebted to us."
Yeah, I know.
They branded him as
just marking him like cattle.
Illuminati ceremony.
But the funniest thing is the video of Kim on Ellen talking about Pete getting branded. I don't know if you've seen this, but she starts talking about it. And she's like, "Yeah, you know, he got the first tattoo for me, and then he got the second one, and then I think he just wanted to do something different. And then he got a brand." And Ellen's like, you could see that Ellen's like, "Wait, he did what to himself?" And at first Kim is talking about like, "Oh, it's so cute," and then as Ellen's like, wait, he got hot metal and actually put it on his skin and burned himself, and then you could see the wheels turning in Kim's head where it's just like, oh, maybe this is kind of a psycho move.
Yeah,
like,
maybe I should have just not talked about this.
Maybe I shouldn't bring this up on daytime television.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I don't know what's going on. Pete, if you need help, you know, blink twice. I feel like this might be a free Britney moment.
Yeah.
Except for he's not as crazy as Britney and shouldn't be locked up. But you know, he's always had his little mental problems where he comes in and out of the world and, you know, checks himself in and out of facilities. But this is psychotic behavior. And the only thing I could think of that might be, maybe it's not her kids' initials. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
It's recording on that, so later on I'll just piece that in there.
Okay, sorry. I thought I noticed something, but you know, we got to keep our eyes open when the engineer is actually in the hot seat.
Yeah.
Um,
Usually I'm the one that fixes the problems, but
yeah, like as they come up, so no one even knows they're happening.
right.
But yeah, so maybe the KNSCP actually stands for Kim needs some cockpit, and he's just a daily. It's just a daily reminder. Like when he looks in the mirror, and then he just goes, he's like brushing his teeth, and he turns aside and he looks at it, and he goes, "Oh yeah, hey baby, spread your butt cheeks, I'm coming in." But yeah, dude,
I fucked a girl with a fake ass like that once. It was weird.
did you really?
Yeah, she's like famous in like Africa or some shit. She's like verified and all that shit. And yeah, I was hooking up with her. She has like these super big like fake tits and this like super big like fake ass. And I don't know. We lived in the same building. We both lived at the Orsini. I was just holding a big bag of weed, and she gets on the elevator. She's like, what are you gonna do with all that weed? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. And then next thing we know, she turned out to be a pimp, by the way. This is the interesting part. So she had all these friends that would come around, and they would dress like sex workers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like, okay, but I try not to think much of it. They're all on OnlyFans and stuff. And then she gets a call one night when we're hanging out together, and she's like, it's her friend that we've hung out with several times, and she's like, "Oh yeah, so I just got a text from these 3 Armenian guys, whatever. Like, they want dinner, and then they want to, hang out afterwards." She's like, "Yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, I get 30% like usual. You know the deal. Text me if there's any issues, and that's it." And then she was, she started telling me about like, yeah, making money.
Dude, she's just running game. That's tight.
Literally.
Dude. Hey man, women are allowed to be pimps nowadays.
Yeah.
We do not have any bias on this. It doesn't have to be a black dude in a big furry coat with a funny hat. It could be anybody, and even a woman, as long as she can hold her shit down. Maybe she has to smack a bitch occasionally. And honestly, that's better for the brand. A woman hitting a woman is a little bit better than a man hitting a woman.
That's true.
So this type of I condone this violence. And I'm here for it. This is actually a really great story. So I have a question though, with the fake ass, because I've always thought of this problem. I don't think I have enough dick to get through like a giant ass. So you did you go doggy style, or you did?
Yep.
And it was successful?
Yep.
Because I feel like it would be like between like the size of my dick and my gut and her ass, I just feel like there would be a barricade where it's just like, "Are you in yet?" And I was like, "Well, maybe just the head, but I'm working on it." So yeah, dude, like it's always puzzled me about the giant ass versus a very mediocre penis. But obviously you got a little bit of dick on you, so good for you, man.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience. Her friends were hot.
Yeah,
they were really hot,
dude. Oh god, I just lost it. Okay, so I want to get into something really quick, and please jump in if you want to, but I have to address something that happened, and I talked about it on the audio only show that no one downloaded. But 12 people out of my normal hundreds, I got 12 on the audio only, so I know something's fucked up about that. I think it's just because with audio only episode I couldn't promote it as well on the internet.
Yeah, maybe.
It's something. But either way, like maybe it was just the sound quality. I'm sorry. I tried, guys. I fucking tried. So about 3 weeks ago, I took my wife and my kid to DragCon. You remember you were here that morning?
Yeah.
I was pumped about it, right? Like it's a fun thing. I fucking love drag queens. I'm wearing one of my favorite ones on my sweatshirt right now, and my wife loves them and my kid loves them, and I was just like, this is just gonna be a fun event to take the family to, and no big deal. After I go and have the fucking time of my life, by the way, what a great show. Everyone is so loving and open, and just everyone's there to have a good time. No one's there for any fucking bullshit drama. It's just like a huge convention center, and it's pretty spread out, so you're not all cramped. It's not like going to like Comic-Con where it's like shoulder to shoulder and shit, because I can't do that. I don't like being in the middle of big crowds. It makes me anxious. And so I post all the pictures from the day. Next day, my closest homie hits me up, and he goes, and there's a guy that we used to work with like 16 years ago at Red Robin who happens to still be my friend on Facebook. And he goes, man, Squillaci, which is the guy's last name, wants that smoke. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, you didn't see the post he just made about you? And I was like, nah, man. So I go on Facebook, and it turns out the dude had blocked me. And I was like, okay, so he's talking shit about me. Well, first of all, that's fucking pussy, dude. Like,
Yeah.
like if you're gonna talk shit about me, do it where I can see it. Don't block me first, you bitch. And he does this post, and it says, if you are going to take a child to Drag Fest, just
Oh,
delete me now.
it's one of those.
You're fucking disgusting. I want you out of my life. And I'm like, first of all, I haven't been in your life for like 16 years, and we were just work acquaintances. Second of all, I have it on good information that when we were working together, there was a party at my house where you got blown by another guy. And
It's always those.
yeah, so here's the deal, Steven, because I know that you have MS and it makes your body shake and do weird things, but I don't think that that's the cause of your problems. I think that you are so bottled up in your gayness, that you are so far in the closet that it's your body's seizing up because you won't let it out, sir. Like, fucking guy, you know, it's fucking June, dude. We're hanging out, man.
Hey.
It is fucking, you know, so don't be a dickhead.
Right.
Let people enjoy what they want to enjoy. I never would put my daughter in any harm's way. No one gave a fuck. In fact, everyone was just amazed at, because she did her own makeup that day. She, you know, and she was having everyone was coming up to her telling her, fucking, yes, queen, you look great, blah blah blah. And
Uplifting.
it was a fucking uplifting day where everyone was super nice and welcoming. And it not like, what, I don't know, what do you do? Like, you go to fucking NHRA things, and I don't give a fuck about your redneck shit, but stay out of my shit, because we're just hanging out and having fun, and we're loving everyone around here. So eat a dick, dude.
Yeah, eat a dick. Again, guess he did that at that party.
eat a second dick. Just, okay, I'm all about this, but do you know what this part means?
That's the one of the trans.
Oh, this part's the trans flag.
Yeah, the trans, and then the brown and the black are just to be inclusive of the black and brown members of the LGBTQ.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
cool. All right, fuck yeah. See, I'm still learning, but I'm all open to everything. So, you know, you got to give me a little bit of time. I'm fucking older and I don't understand a lot of this shit, but I'm willing to take a shot at everything. So
The Marine Corps has been getting some backlash lately because they posted a picture on their Instagram of it's like you know, the pride flag, but on different bullets, like different colored bullets.
I have that here. We're gonna let's talk about it right now.
Let's talk about that.
Okay, because you're a military man.
Yeah.
And what service you were?
I was a Navy corpsman, so I spent a little time with the Marines. I had the Marine Corps uniform, lived on Camp Lejeune for a bit, you know.
So
their training.
Now, as a person who was in the military, how do you think that, like, your average military person would feel about having somebody openly gay on their team?
From my experience, there's a lot of openly gay people like in our platoon, and nobody really gave a shit. Like, even some of them would just like you know, he would like hook up with strangers, and he'd be like go up to like other people in our platoon, and be like, hey man, can I borrow your car? So like hook up with this guy, and they'll just be like, yeah dude, here's the keys. And then he asked me once, I didn't do it just because like I didn't trust anybody with my car, period.
Well, yeah.
And I don't want anyone hooking up in my car. That's not me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, like that's I don't need anybody else's bodily fluids in my car. Thank you very much.
People were down. People just didn't give a fuck. They're like, here you go, dude.
But see, that's the thing. Like, we've progressed a lot over the years to where, you know, everyone's just like, and I see it as this, like, if you signed up and you want to be a part of this and you're fully committed and you got my back, I got yours, right?
Exactly.
Like, that's
Yeah.
the brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever you want to call it. Like,
Yeah.
that is the inclusion of the military. Like, we have both signed up for this. Let's, you know, we have to have each other's back. And I think that is great for the people of the military. But what I think is just fucking weird is that the corporation of the military
Yeah.
felt like this was their moment.
Yeah.
you know, and like the proud to serve on that. So basically, if you haven't seen it, it is the Full Metal Jacket helmet. If you've seen the movie cover, it's a very iconic helmet. It has the peace sign button and it says "Born to Kill," and there's like 6 rounds of bullets like in the helmet, and they took the "Born to Kill" and the peace sign off, and it says "Proud to Serve," and then all the bullets are rainbow colored. It's Roy G. Biv, and it's just one of those things where it's just like, I don't know, sir. Maybe you should have just let people do their own thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts?
Considering the fact that that the Marine Corps has had a very troubling history of like murdering trans people, like their whole so in Okinawa, Japan, the whole base they have a curfew. I think it's like 9 or 10 p.m. every single night. It doesn't matter what your rank is, who you are, you gotta abide by the curfew because Marines were they're hooking up with people. They go meet girls at the bars and the girls were trans. They find out and they get mad and they murder them. That happened like on several occasions. So they're just like, okay, that's it. We don't trust any of you fucking psychos to go anywhere. We'll only put you in a war zone where there's like kids in villages.
But yeah, so I mean, and it's not okay, but it's not just the Marines. Like, we're not gonna just hate on the Marines for this.
Yeah.
It's fucking everybody right now.
Yeah.
Like there's I'll say shout out to a couple of corporations who do it right. Like, I think that Target does it right. Like, they have a whole section. Yeah, I was just there the other day. They have a whole section that is dedicated to selling different merch about like equality, and obviously they're there to make money. Don't get me wrong, but it's not just like, hey, we threw up a pride flag. It really is like they have shirts that about like trans lives and like and all kinds of equal opportunity, and then they're letting different drag queens that are quite famous sell their merch there too. So they're being a little bit more inclusive. It's not just like, hey, we changed our logo to a rainbow for this month, but overall everybody is just jumping in for the bucks. And I don't know if you've seen this, but a Burger King in Austria for the month of June has changed their Whopper to either be you can have it with 2 top buns or 2 bottom buns.
Ooh.
Which Austria is, I mean, it's not the first place that I think of when I think of inclusion.
That's what I was just thinking.
It's there's some weird shit that's come out of that place.
Some failed art students.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. But also, I just don't I don't think Austria understands how gay works, because 2 bottoms don't want to be together.
Yeah.
And nor do 2 tops, sir.
Yeah.
The top and the bottom bun worked really well on its own.
Yeah.
To talk about gay pride, like that. There's a gay kid I work with who was telling me the other day his biggest gripe. He just moved into a new building and he met a very cute guy, but he's like, but he's a bottom too. So we just kind of like look at each other like, you're hot, but we can never be together. And I was just like, yeah, dude, that fucking sucks. Like, and that's a problem that we don't have to deal with, because if you see a hot girl who is straight, you're just like, I know which one of us is doing what. And that's that. You don't have to worry about like, oh, she only pegs. I never have to worry about being a bottom. So I feel bad for you guys. Like, if you meet somebody hot and then you find out that, hey, this never can be a thing.
Yeah. But at least they're very, I feel like, sex positive in the gay community. So it's just like, it's like right off the first thing, like right off the bat, you top or bottom. And they're like, all right, yeah, pop, whatever.
Dude, I salute the horniness in the gay community so much.
Oh, man, I wish it was like that for everybody.
Dude, like, okay, I've been married for so long that I've never got to experience like the dating apps. Like Tinder and all that shit came out after I met my wife. But like, my gay best friend David, every day at work, when we worked together at a hotel, used to show me his grinder. Like, just the very first message sent to him is a dick. And then also, you can talk to people 15 feet away. And it's just it's straight up I mean it's the beauty of a hookup app that is meant for just hooking up. It's not like Tinder where it's just like, oh, do you want to go on a date, maybe get to know each other?
Yeah.
And it's like, nah, dude, it's like, hey, dude, I'm in the bathroom 2 buildings down. Do you want to get your dick sucked? Yes or no? Move on, because there's another guy I can talk to.
Yeah.
Like, this is fantastic. And then
It's
also,
efficient.
shout out to the guys that are just in the bathroom waiting to suck somebody's dick. Yo, where is that for us?
Yeah. Like, where it's at least safe. You know, you can't really. You see it in porn videos, but there's no, you know, you don't have like Mia Khalifa hanging out in a stall waiting to suck your dick. That just doesn't
It
happen.
doesn't happen. Shout out to glory holes.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, fucking let Pride Month be Pride Month. You know, let everybody just have their parties and do their thing, and you don't have to try to sell your like shove your products down everybody's throat.
Yeah. Or
You
your
know-
bullets.
Yeah, or your bullets. Yeah, fuck. Because at the end of the day, people are still gonna go buy Whoppers. You guys are gonna stay busy. People are still gonna go shop at Target. You need groceries, you need clothes, you need that. Like, just fucking do your own thing and let people come to you, because you're already a massive corporation that's making money. So it doesn't really fucking matter if you do this. You're just pissing people off at the end of the day. Okay. Moving on from my drag con hater and Pride Month, which all month long we'll bring. So I was thinking about this the other day, and the school shooter.
Mm.
I just, it was mind blowing for me to see, because like they were tiny children, and I know that there's plenty of people that know my sense of humor and think that I might crack a joke about this, but this is something that I can't even bring myself to make a joke about. A dude murdered, a 18-year-old kid murdered like what, 20 10-year-olds?
Yeah.
And that was just like mind blowing. But the one, you know what I can talk shit about is the fucking police
I was
department.
just gonna fucking say, dude.
The fucking police department in Uvalde,
Uvalde?
something like that.
Something like
Whatever.
that, yeah.
Fucking buttfuck Texas,
Yeah.
and not the good butt fucks, the bad ones. And these fucking pieces of shit stood outside of a school for 40 minutes without going in. They fucking held parents back, arrested parents for trying to go in. The only reason the shooter is dead is because an off-duty fucking border patrol agent was at a barber shop 2 blocks down. His wife worked at the school, said that there's somebody there shooting. He grabbed the shot, and shout out to Texas for everyone having a gun.
Yeah.
Because he grabbed the shotgun from the barber shop and ran, sprinted blocks, made his way past the cops into the school, and took out the fucking shooter. I mean, if ever there is a hero in this world, it's that guy. And all the bad things I've said about border patrol agents, like for real though, like do your fucking job, sir. But also there is the case of the kid, the shooter.
Yeah.
What pissed me off is a day after it happens, there's all these like CNN and New York Post and all this stuff talking about he did it because he got made fun of for being poor. He did it because he got made fun of for having a lisp. Now, the one picture that they show of the kid on like most of these posts is him taking a bathroom selfie, and he has a fucking iPhone 13.
Yeah.
You're not poor.
I don't have an iPhone 13.
Like, you're not poor. I just got this one last week. I fucking love it. But you're if you have an iPhone 13, you're not poor. Like, you chose to dress like shit. If you wanted to wear the same white shirt every day that got stains on it until kids made fun of you, that was your choice.
Yeah, you go to like a Goodwill or any other thrift store, and you could get some good shit for real cheap.
Half of LA shops at a fucking thrift store.
Yeah.
And it's trendy. It is the fucking cool thing to do is to buy clothes from the 90s that are actually from the 90s and dress like a fucking bully from Ed, Ed and Eddie. Like that is like the style in LA right now. So Like you making the excuse of like he shot up a bunch of kids because he was poor or because of his lisp. Dude, I have a lisp. Kids are gonna make fun of you for whatever they if they can find a weakness, kids will make fun of you. Kids are cruel. I get it. But the part of you that says, hey, people were mean to me, people of my age were mean to me, so I'm gonna go shoot a bunch of 10-year-olds, you're a fucking bitch, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you're dead because the world is now a better place without your fucking poor lispy ass in it. Sack of shit. I don't know, man. Like, I hate to bring down the mood of the show, but it's just like, it's one of those things where it's just like, how the fuck did, like, in your right mind, could you justify standing outside for 40 minutes?
I know. Like, you've had so much training on this. Like, they even had, like, recent training on active shooters. Like, and they just still didn't do anything. They're like, oh, it's okay. We have them barricaded. Yeah, in a room full of children.
And also, it's like, how fucking dare you? Like, you spend time and energy teaching kids like my daughter active shooter drills, which 2 years ago, the first time she ever had to do it was here in LA when she was like in 4th grade. And the next day, I get a call from her school because my kid brought one of my knives to school with her because she was now scared.
Yeah, that's very justifiable, honestly.
And like at first, so I get a call and I know I think I've talked about this before, but it like I'm gonna bring it back up because it's in this subject. I get a call at work and it says, "Hey, you need to come to the school. Your daughter brought a weapon to school," and instantly I'm fucking heated and I'm pissed and I'm mad at her. Like she knows better. And I get to school and we're sitting in the office and the principal looks at Josie and goes, "Why did you do this?" And I just see her eyes well up with tears and go, "Because I'm scared that some bad guy's going to come in and shoot us." And it took everything in me to not yell at the principal and start crying at the same time. Because like if you're gonna make these kids do drills for active shooters, why don't you at least afterwards give them a speech about the rarity of it, or about how everyone there that is an adult is there to protect them, so please don't worry, something to make them feel safe. Don't just make them do this drill and be like, okay, now go to lunch. Like that shit just drives me crazy.
Yeah.
So instead of teaching the kids how to deal with an active shooter, fucking get all the teachers together after school and teach them how to do it. Have fucking police come to every school and do drills about, the best entrances and exits to get in and out, to help people or to come in and just whatever. You don't need to involve the children. It's fucked up. Because at the end of the day, if a shooter actually came into the school, do you think these kids would remember these drills? No, dude.
No.
They're fucking 10 years old. They are scared.
Fight or flight just kicks in. Like, you can't control that.
It's just, it's fucking insane, man. Let's fucking jump into something else. An old man had what he calls a death party for his wife. And the party included sex, meth, and death metal.
Damn.
Now,
did she die?
I believe so. And because she was already on her way out. Now, I want to show you a picture of this guy because he might be the happiest person to ever get arrested. And yeah, man, and I'm bringing this up because I want to ask you.
Damn.
I'll put a picture up in the thing.
He's living his best life.
Yeah, right. Like this man is psyched. I want to ask you if you were on your way out, say you had cancer, it was terminal. You had a few months left. What do you think would be on the, like, let's call it the rider of your death party? What would be on the list? What would you want to do?
Let's see. I would say, I don't know. I would say shrooms, but I really don't want everybody bugging out and getting emotional. So maybe we would definitely have liquor. We'd be getting drunk. We would be smoking a lot of weed. We'd have like some crazy super fat blunts and stuff that people can just like pass around and enjoy. Strippers, Strippers, you
Yeah.
gotta have the strippers. That's something, you
I
know.
mean, even just walking around, just knowing that there's like just like titties that could possibly be motorboated, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, like it's nice. It's a nice touch.
Oh yeah. And honestly, I would just do that shit in Tijuana. Fuck it.
Hell yeah,
Yeah, fuck it.
might as well, right?
Yeah, go to Hong Kong.
Dude, okay, so yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Take the boys down to Tijuana for one last trip, because if you're gonna die anyways, and you don't make it out of Tijuana, it's not that big of a deal. So, and then also, also right next to the Hong Kong is like 3 different pharmacies where they'll sell you anything.
Yeah.
So, I see your weed and your alcohol, and then I raise you a little bit of cocaine and prescription pills, and we mix it all together. And after we have some time with the strippers and maybe a few hookers, then we end the night at a donkey show because we're in Tijuana.
Yeah.
I mean,
Rome.
if you're gonna see something once before you die, I mean, that's quite a visual to end it on, especially if you're high out of your mind.
I heard like they actually had like the girls are usually like really like hot that do the.
Yeah, that's wild too.
That's really crazy.
I didn't expect that, but from a buddy I had that was in the military, he's like the girl was actually really attractive, and I was like, oh word, I was kind of expecting a mess.
Yeah, like where does your life have to end up to where you're doing donkey shows and TJ, you know?
And now I feel bad for the girls.
Nowadays they're probably doing Instagram. They're probably Instagram influencers doing promotions for Skims. You know, Kim Kardashian's line. You know, Kylie Jenner lip kit, sucking off a donkey. Like,
oh man, the OnlyFans is so real on that one.
yeah.
Speaking of OnlyFans, how long do you think it'll be till Amber Heard starts an OnlyFans to pay back Johnny Depp?
Oh my God. Well, she would start one, and then it would just be her like, just like crying and making up stories.
My dog stepped on a bee. Oh my God, dude. That shit was so wild, and I can't believe my favorite part about that whole thing with the verdict and everything is that Johnny Depp didn't even show up. He's like, I'm gonna go pretend to be a rock star in fucking Germany or whatever. And he's like, I'm not. He's like, you just tell me how much money I won. And so I from what I understand, he owes her $2 million, but she owes him 15.
Yeah.
So it's just like he's just like, and just make it 13 because I don't want to give you anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I guess some lady who thought Amber Heard was telling the truth started a GoFundMe for her, $1 million GoFundMe to help her pay her bills to Johnny Depp, and it got shut down the day of her posting it.
Rightfully so.
Because like even GoFundMe is like, bitch,
like come on.
like, did you even watch this thing? And then also, she has enough money to pay. Like, we're trying to help people that have cancer.
Yeah.
Like like GoFundMe is for people that have cancer, lost jobs, is in the hospital for another reason, or is trying to launch a mixtape. Like that. Like those are the GoFundMe standards,
it's
right?
health insurance these days.
It fucking really is.
Yeah.
It's just like everything starts off with, I have no insurance and my bills are like a mountain in my kitchen. Can you please help me? It really, like, GoFundMe is it's like the millennial health insurance or the Gen Z health insurance. It kind of works all around for everybody. And shout out to the people that just go on there to like help everybody. Cause
yeah,
I feel like there's actually people out there that just go to GoFundMe and just find like pages and just like, yeah, well, I'll donate $10 here and $100 there. And hey man, you're doing something with your money that I never wanted to or could. So good job.
my mom dated this guy for a while. He made a fake GoFundMe at one point because one of his kids, I guess, like crashed his car, no injuries or anything. So then he started posting pictures of the car all smashed up. He's wearing like a fake neck brace, talking about, I need help paying my medical bills. I need a new car. It's like, yeah, he had full coverage, so like he got a new car anyway. He's literally just like trying to make anything from the situation.
I think my version of a fake GoFundMe was when I was like 13. I wanted a new skateboard. And so I went to like the local grocery store and I stood outside with like one of those cans that was like donating to poor children. And, you know, it doesn't say which poor children. You know, it's just a can with a little slot in it so people could put money in it. And I stood there and I collected money. and then later got in trouble. But
I did that too, except I was just panhandling outside 7-Eleven when I was like 12, so I could have money for candy and lighters so we could light shit on fire.
hell yeah, dude, candy and lighters. I mean,
Got in trouble.
there is not much more fun to be had that's more wholesome than candy and lighters as a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into one more thing before we sign off for the day. So did you hear about the whole John Mulaney, Dave Chappelle thing?
No.
Okay.
I gotta hear this.
All right. So I think it was about 2 weeks ago. Mulaney was doing, I believe, like an arena or a giant theater. It was a massive show. I think it was an arena in Ohio where Dave Chappelle lives.
Mm-hmm.
And he brought Dave Chappelle to open for him, which, maybe John Mulaney's fan base isn't like also a Dave Chappelle fan base,
Yeah,
right?
they're more like James Corden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I watch, Stephen Colbert, and then when John Mulaney has a special on Netflix, I'll watch it. But like my I believe, yeah, exactly. My comedy intake is like car karaoke with James Corden and that kind of shit. I want to watch Kim Kardashian sing, Don't You Wish Your Girlfriend Was Hot Like Me, with James Corden belting all the notes in the background. So, not necessarily the same fan base, right? Chappelle goes out and he makes what people consider to be a trans joke, which, surprise, surprise, it's Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
And the joke is actually kind of funny. All he said was he started talking about his attacker at the Hollywood Bowl. And he said, the man had a knife, but it identified as a gun. It's clever. It fits into his realm of jokes as of the recent 5 years.
Yeah.
But, it's a little twist on it because it's true. The guy had a knife, but it was like shaped like a gun or attached to a gun, something like that. But that was really the case. So he made that joke, and then Twitter went aflames of all these people talking about how dare John Mulaney bring Dave Chappelle. And I guess there was a few trans people in the audience who like, I didn't need to hear 18,000 people laughing at a trans joke right around me. And, part of me understands this because you think you're going to see a certain somebody who their material is friendly to you. And then you get hit over the head with some shit that you weren't ready for. Some shit that you wouldn't normally pay to see.
Right.
And I get that. I totally get that. But them getting mad at John Mulaney for this, I don't agree with that, because as a comic, I have to think that maybe the biggest flex you can do is be like, I'm going to have Dave Chappelle open for me.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that. He jumps in on shows. He takes over shows.
Oh, yeah.
He's done it 100 times here in Hollywood. You think you're going to see 10 comedians at the Belly Room? No, you're seeing Dave Chappelle for fucking 4 hours because nobody else is getting on that stage.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody that gets up after him, it's like, good luck, dude.
Dude, if you even have the chance. He had 3 a.m. and 3 people are left in the crowd because they actually hung on every word Chappelle said. But that's just him like going on stage and waxing poetic for like 3 hours. It's not even that many jokes. I've been in the room one time when he's done it. But for a comic, I know he wasn't thinking about like hurting people. He was just thinking like, wow, like I asked Dave Chappelle to open for me and he said yes. Like that is like mind blowing for a comic. Like any comic would just be like shit in their pants, be like, yo, I got Dave Chappelle to open for me. So it's just like, you're allowed to get upset without trying to cancel somebody when you get upset. It doesn't need to happen every time. People misread situations and make mistakes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like that. What are your thoughts on that? Like, do you have anything to add to? Because I don't know. It just seems like one of those things where it just didn't need to. Because I mean, it obviously it's the internet, so it died out after like a week, but it was going wild for like a good solid week.
Yeah, I would say that I don't know, like, a lot of trans people say, like, "Oh, you know, like, it might incite violence on the trans community." It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's literally a joke. It's not like he's joking about murdering trans people. He's just, you know, making jokes, like, he makes jokes about everybody else, you know, and that's yeah. And look, I don't like it when, like, of course I oppose when somebody like actually does like a speech and they're like, yeah, we need to erase this race of people. We need to kill these people off. These people should be beaten down. Like, those people actually do exist out there, and they're a
Absolutely.
big danger to our community. But like, trying to accuse Dave Chappelle of doing something like that, it's almost like, you know, the boy who cried wolf. It's kind of like doing like an injustice to the actual people that are out there making these crazy speeches saying people should be murdered. Because then you have people like Tucker Carlson coming on and talking about, oh, you know, they didn't like this guy speaking because it's cancel culture. It's like, no, that's not cancel culture. That guy is actually trying to kill people. But Dave Chappelle's just making jokes. There's a clear difference, and we need to understand that. So when people are actually calling for violence, it's not like a fucking, you know, guess.
So yeah, like just to add on to that, if somebody listened to a Dave Chappelle special, say they listened to The Closer, they watched The Closer, right? And afterwards, they went out and decided that they needed to harm or murder a trans person. That person was mentally unwell to begin with. It had nothing to do with the jokes. They just happened to watch it because they already had this idea of the people that they hate, and then they take an idea of a joke and turn it into their reality.
Yeah.
Because that's how they manipulate a situation. I mean, it's the same exact thing we went through in the late 90s and early 2000s, where every school shooting was blamed on Marilyn Manson. Like, it's not his fault. He makes the art that he chooses to make. And then it is somebody who is not well that decides to interpret it as what they want. So really, it's more of a conversation about the mental health of the people that are committing the crimes,
Exactly.
as opposed to this man said a joke I didn't like.
Like the guy who shot Ronald Reagan, he said that The Catcher in the Rye inspired him, that book. It's like, okay, so it's like, it doesn't even have to have any relation to anything. It's just whatever their mind connects to that, you know, like it.
Exactly. Like, I
Yeah.
think it was, I'm not positive, but I think that's the same book that inspired the guy that killed John Lennon.
Right, or I could just be mixing up the two, but I think it
But
is the same
I
book.
think it is
I
the
think
same book. But like, these people cling to something because they are already not well. They cling to something and decide that that is what made up their mind for them. But in reality, their mind was already made up. So it's one of those things where it's just like, maybe take a minute to think before we immediately go into destroy this person's career. I mean, granted, some people are too big for their careers to be destroyed.
Yeah,
We've tried 100 times with Dave Chappelle, and you're trying with Elon Musk. Did you see the new thing with him?
What happened with him?
he I guess when SpaceX gets flight attendants, they all have to become masseuses as well. So when he's in his private jet, he can get a massage. And I guess he gestured for one of the new masseuses to give him a hand job, and then she didn't even say anything. She told her roommate, and her roommate told the press, and then they tried to silence. I think they did. They shut her up with like a $250,000 bribe. But
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'd jerk off Elon Musk for $250,000.
Yeah, I would.
That's
Fuck.
not a stretch, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like you got $250,000 just to not talk about it. I would take the $250,000 and I'd actually do it.
I'd do that shit every day. I'd be his flight attendant and be like, "Fuck it, dude. What do you want today?"
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. How often am I getting paid the 250? Is it a yearly income, or is it a one-time payment? That actually, that actually will tell you if I'm like getting a little cramped up in the wrist or not. But man, there's just some people that are too big for this. You can continue to try, but they're just going to be a fixture in our society for a very long time. You have anything that you want to plug? You got any shows coming up or anything?
Oh, on June 27th at Rockin' Riley's at USC Village, I'm producing a show. I'm hosting it. We got Neil Nanda headlining. A bunch of other great comics featuring on the lineup. It's gonna be a good time. It's free. 7 o'clock. Show up.
There you go. Instagram handle?
At Jokes by Alex.
At Jokes by Alex. This has been The Worst with Chad Austin. Thank you for liking, subscribing, rating, and reviewing. Please tell your friends to do the same. We will see you next week. We're out.